Now, I swear your hair is longer. Is your hair longer?
I don't know. Honestly, the 3 months off I took, I think maybe my hair grew back a little healthier than it was before. And I got a haircut, I think, in between then. So I think it's been growing back a little healthier. Maybe. It might be.
So let's see. Okay, so let's just give everyone an intro here. My guest today is Aly Tetzloff. We got carried away catching up with each other because we have not spoken in a little while. So my apologies. This is Aly Tetzloff. Little bit of a quick background on Aly. She was a standout swimmer at Auburn, very versatile, could really do anything, maybe except breaststroke.
Not really too much breaststroke.
Okay, yeah, not breaststroke, but I mean, pretty much everything else. She was a workhorse for the team, and she is now a standout at the national level, primarily focusing on sprint, free, and fly. Finalist at this past year's Olympic trials, and now currently still training with NC State.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And so we'll get into that in a second. Aly, welcome.
Thank you for having me. I know it has been a while since we talked, and in that while, I did take a 3-month break from the sport, kind of mentally healed and physically healed my body. And now I'm about 2.5 months back in the water. Haven't gotten really back into the weight room yet, but I think that'll come soon.
Okay, so let's unpackage that. 3 months off. How long did it take you, or are you still in the process of getting back in shape?
It's actually kind of funny. I definitely feel stronger in the water, but being that I haven't been in the weight room, I still cannot really finish. So you kind of see the importance of having weight training in, at least in my training, and in my regime, is like, if you take the weights out, I'm not going to be able to like finish my races or like finish the practices how I want to. So I've kind of noticed that change a little bit, and it's made me realize like, okay, I do need to go back in the weight room sooner rather than later. But honestly, I'm just in no rush.
Now, so the choice not to go back to the weight room, that was just a choice. Like there was no reasoning behind it really. Like it was just, I don't feel like going back yet.
Yeah, I gain muscle pretty easily, and my strength comes pretty naturally. I did some like DNA testing. I think September of last year, and I found out that like my body, and based on my DNA, like strength is really, really easy for me to get back. It's the aerobic part that's where I struggle, which makes sense because I am like that pure sprint gene, and that's what I have, is that pure sprint gene. So I figure like I would like to get more into like swim shape and feel good in the water, because I know as soon as I add weights in, my practices are going to be a little more inconsistent while I get back into the weight room, and then it's going to build up, and I'm sure I will have more consistent practices. But right now it's just all about, getting my feel back for the water. And, we started long course training last week, so it's starting to flip the switch for that too. But I've actually been feeling really good in the water without weights. It's just the finishing part of everything that I'm struggling with right now.
Okay, so that's fascinating. I had not heard about DNA testing to tell you what kind of swimmer you are. How does it tell you all that stuff?
So basically, it's just like a simple cheek swabs. You swab your cheek, get some like the little particles, and then you send it into this lab, and they will give you, I think, I might be wrong about this, but I think I got like 40 pages of like stuff. And it's actually really cool. Obviously, I had to pay for this.
Yeah.
And I did it through Erica Beanie. She used to coach at Purdue, and I found her out through the Duluths. And she just kind of like really helped me figure out, you know, hey, this is like my next step. Like, if I want to continue swimming at a high level, what can I do that's going to separate me from everybody else? So that's why I chose to do this DNA testing, because it not only gives you information about like your genetic makeup and how you can train, how you weight lift, and definitely how you eat too. So I've changed a lot of things based on my diet a little bit too. And it's been really interesting. It's a really interesting process. I've added vitamins a little bit more into my diet too, and kind of upped the protein a little bit more, just because I am more of a strength sprint power based athlete. And it's cool to like learn how to fuel my body properly. Like, I feel stronger in the water, and I haven't weightlifted yet. So it's interesting.
Okay, so for folks who want to look into this, which company did you use?
So her name, you could look her up on Instagram. It's Erica, Erica, and then the last name Beine, and it's Beanie Wellness Building is like her company name. And you could go to her, get a consult, and she'll kind of talk you through. And you don't have to do the DNA testing. She could also give you like meal plans and stuff too, and just kind of plan out your meals. She's awesome though. I love her. So if people do go, make sure you use me as a reference.
Will do. Because I'm seriously considering this now that you're talking about it, because I think it's fascinating. I am an analytical person, and I would love to know like more about what I should be doing based on.
Oh, you would love it, Dave.
Yeah, who I am.
Yeah.
Okay, so cool. Thank you. All right, so let's see. Okay, so that all of that DNA testing, that affected your decisions thus far for how you're getting back into swimming shape. How is it going to affect how you move forward based on those DNA results, but also your performance at trials? How is that going to affect your decisions for the next couple of years of training and how you're going to train?
So I think, meets going forward, I would like to stay pretty local to the Raleigh area, just because training, like ISL especially, takes a lot out of you. I was gone for an entire 5-6 weeks, and I was in another country, and we are competing back to back to back to back meets. And as a professional swimmer, or as a swimmer in general, we're not really used to that. We swim a couple days, and then we have like a month before our next big meet, or like even longer than that if you're a pro. So I think for me, it's just going to be like, am I feeling good in the water? Am I feeling confident in the water? How's my mindset doing? And just holding myself accountable with these check-ins to keep me motivated and keep me focused for the years to come, or even the months to come, because I'm not really looking more so years down the line, but more so like where I'm going to be this summer and what I want to accomplish this summer. So with that being said, the future is kind of unknown, but I'm hopeful, and I think like having the mindset I have now is going to help me. It's not for everybody. I know that some people have to like work towards something, and that's great. But right now for me, I'm just like trying to get comfortable and be the best Aly Tetzloff I can be, whether that's, this is me right now. I'm not trying to compare myself to what I used to be, or what I did last summer, or what I used to do in college. Whole new swimmer, whole new athlete right now. Same Aly Tetzloff, just a little bit revised.
So what are your goals this summer?
Ideally, would love to do another ISL season. They're so much fun. I love, getting to meet new people, make new friends that are from other countries, and just like learn a lot of like the cultural differences is like really eye-opening. So I would love to do ISL again. Don't really know if I'll swim World Champ Trials in April.
Really?
If I do, you'll see me in like one event, and I'm probably gonna drive there and back in the same day because it's only an hour away.
That event being the 50 free or
no 100 fly. I will swim the 100 fly. And
nice.
if I don't finish it, then I don't finish it. But I don't really have like goals per se for early on in the summer. Maybe later in the summer, depending on how meets shake out. Is there a US Open later this summer? I don't even know.
December, yeah.
Oh, December? They don't even have another one in the summer?
I don't think so.
Have? Oh, wow.
I thought it was only December.
Huh. Well,
I don't know.
I don't know either. Maybe I'll swim a meet at the end of summer and just see like kind of my growth for the long course season. Because right now I've only had one long course practice under my belt. And granted, like the pros at NC State are all in the same boat where we've only had one long course practice. But they also didn't take 3 months off. So yeah, I'm pretty open to kind of whatever happens this summer. Just trying not to be hard on myself and compare to like what I was in the past. If my expectations or if the outcome isn't what I had hoped, I don't really care. I just want to like go swim, go have fun, see my friends. Yeah, I think it's all about this round, especially. It's like all about having fun with it.
Yeah.
I just don't know how much longer I'll be in the sport, So like, why focus on the time outcome when I'd rather like go into it being like, I want to go have fun.
Exactly. Yeah. It sounds like Maddie Bannock is feeling kind of the same way. It's like, just have fun, do what you enjoy doing, which for her, was really surprising to me. I didn't know this, but for her meant I'm not going to do long course and I'm just going to focus on ISL. So I thought that was a cool decision. Very mature. Just recognizing what you like doing and what you don't, and what your strengths are and what your weaknesses are, and sticking with what you're good at. Okay, so you're at NC State, right? And how long have you been there again? Remind me.
I moved up here August of 2020. Okay. So a year and a half.
Okay. And how's it going there?
It's good. The girls we get to kind of train with the college team when they aren't tapering for their college meets, of course. And that's awesome. Like I love training with the girls. They're also positive, and they kind of bring out the best trainer in me. There is some competition at practice, but I think it's like welcomed, and obviously like I win some, I lose some, like, but it's really positive. And the guys that I like, the professional guys that I train with too are great. Like I enjoy even hanging out with them outside of the pool, and just developing more of a friendship is really cool. And then all the coaches, I love all the coaches here. They're just extremely supportive, and they're definitely behind my I want to have fun aspect of this season. So that's exciting too.
Well, good. So let's, for the folks who really love knowing the ins and outs of a pro swimmer's life, what kind of set or sets typify your training, or you feel like are best for you that you guys do at NC State?
So this is really exciting, but I swam a meet a couple weeks ago, and I popped off. So I probably had like 60 practices, 50 or 60 practices under my belt when I swam this meet. No weights, keep in mind. And I was 22 in the 50 free. So I was a second off my best time.
Oh, I saw the result. Yeah, I saw that result.
Yeah. And then I was 22 in the 50 free, and then I was a 52 in the 100 fly, which is 2 seconds off my best time. But I actually finished the race. And I finished it, and I was going up to my coach afterwards, and he was like, so I don't think you need to do doubles. You're doing really well, and you just have been doing singles, and you haven't even been in the weight room. And I was like, yes, no doubles. So that has been a big change for me. I get to sleep in a lot more during the week. And I've been doing like a lot more aerobic just because I'm still getting back into it and working up to finishing my races, because obviously 100 fly long course is completely different than 100 fly short course. So we're working into that a little bit too. Honestly, I haven't really done many fly practices since being back. I've probably done a total of like 4. And one of them was last week's long course practice. And I actually surprised myself. We had a total of 16. So it was 16 50s. The odds were basically like without any equipment. And then the evens, we got to pick up fins and basically go faster than what we did without the equipment. And the times kind of varied throughout the set. And I was shocked that I was holding 29s and 30s during the entire set without equipment. And then with equipment, I was 26s, 27s, and then I kind of died at the end. I was 28 with fins. But like going into the set, I was like, I'm going to be 32s. Like, no doubt 32s. And then I shocked myself on the first one when my coach was like, yeah, 29. And I was like, what? So it's very interesting to kind of see how my body's changed. And again, no weights. And probably 3 fly practices I've done before that. So I'm shocking myself in the best ways possible. And I'm actually learning to be proud of those little wins. So I was super happy with that practice. And then yesterday, oh my gosh, I'll tell you about this aerobic set we did. So it was 4 rounds. Sorry, they're doing like lawn work at my complex. So you hear background noise. So yesterday we did 4 rounds of a 25, a 50, a 75, and 100. Rounds 1 and 2 were freestyle, and then rounds 3 and 4 were IM. The 25 and the 50 was on 30 seconds, and then the 75 and the 100 were on a minute. So I was cranking. And granted, okay, so after the 100, we would have an extra 30 seconds. So technically that 100 was on 130, but you couldn't help but get your heart rate up because you really wanted to make that 1 minute. And 100 IM on a minute after everything before that, I was toast. Like my arms, I was like, there's no way I'm doing the finisher set today.
Did you make it?
No. No, I didn't. I wish. The freestyle ones I made, it was the IM. The IM ones kind of gave me a little grief. But yeah, that's the kind of sets we've been doing. And it seems like when my main coach, like isn't in town, he writes the craziest workouts and it's just like, here you go, and expects us to perform top notch, which gives us a little bit of a mental challenge. But then afterwards you're kind of like, you know what? I did that. And maybe I didn't make the IMs, but it was fun.
Okay, well, good. So Then the IM was fly back breast free.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, that would be hard. Huh. Maybe I'll do that myself. Huh. Um, I've got Masters Nationals. I might be doing Masters Nationals at the end of April.
Where's
And
it at?
because what's that?
Where's it at?
San Antonio.
Oh.
And it's one of the few meets where you can do 100 IM.
Oh.
And I know it's my favorite event. And so I'd like to get ready for it. I might try that. We'll see. Okay. Well, good. Okay. So, and then I'm assuming that Olympic Trials 2024 is on your mind somewhere, maybe in the way back, but
Yeah,
there.
it has crossed my mind. um, yeah, I've been thinking about it, but it's not really at the forefront. It's just kind of like, I could do it if I wanted. Could make it work. I'm open to it. Definitely don't have a for sure decision on that yet. I think, again, just kind of like taking it month to month basis right now. And honestly, I think that's been working out best for me.
Okay, so big question I had for you, and I wanted to bring it up earlier, but got sidetracked. You are 25. Again, happy birthday! That just happened
Thank you.
a couple days ago. And by mere mortal standards, 25 is quite young. But by swimming standards, it's starting to get up there, right? And it used to be for the longest time that the thinking was once a swimmer kind of got out of college and got into their 20s, especially women, that they were kind of over the hill,
Yeah.
and thankfully, like, there have been some really great role model women and really just men and women who have done so well with their training into their 20s and their 30s and even 40s, like Dara Torres, who just was an awesome trailblazer for showing that, like, this can be done. Our way of thinking about swimming into your older ages is wrong. And so at 25 years old, you can't grind like you did when you were 18 years old, just like
Correct.
I can't at 40 grind like I did at 25.
Yeah.
And so how are you adjusting, at this age for being older? Like you said, no more doubles. That's probably part of it. But anything else?
Honestly, it's just kind of realizing that my body needs rest. And just kind of noticing, like, hey, I need to back off here, or like, hey, I might need to go a little bit more aerobic than doing hard stuff. Like I honestly, I don't know if I could do threshold freestyle sets anymore, hundreds threshold freestyle sets anymore. And I used to be killer at those in college. Like I loved those because I could hold. And now I'm noticing, and I don't know if it's because I took 3 months off or if it is because of my age, but I'm not that person anymore and I can't really hold as much anymore. So it's kind of adjusting my times there, and it's like, how can we squeeze the most and still make the set productive for me? Yeah. So that's kind of been the biggest thing, is like, I'm not the aerobic swimmer I used to be anymore. And I kind of have to like change my mindset. I've been doing a lot more like pulling stuff as well, just get my strength back there. And honestly, I think it is, you kind of already touched on this, is like Dara Torres was a trailblazer for older women still in the sport. And two people that I really look up to, Annie Laser and
Yeah.
Natalie Hines, because they did take time off. And then I think Natalie Hines took like 2 years off or something.
Oh,
And then
really?
Annie Laser was like a full year out of the sport. And then to see them like make the Olympic team last year and like do well, like they didn't do average, like they did well at Olympic trials and then at the Olympics is just really cool to see, and see that growth in those two. I don't know, it's really inspiring to me, and that's kind of what made me stay out of the pool for 3 months, because I saw these girls stay out of the pool for longer and still get back into it. So kind of in the back of my mind, it's made me realize that breaks are okay, and taking them for as long or as little as you want is only going to help you.
Yeah.
So that's been the big difference about, me turning the big, even 24, 24 and 25. It's like, I can still do those hard things. Like I was dropping time during the ISL season last year, and that was in September. So that was 6 months ago that I was still going best times. And I think it's only from here on out, just making those adjustments so I can continue to go best times.
Right.
But my training also has to be adjusted as well.
Right. Right. Yeah. It's just amazing how wrong we were as a sport for so long about what people are capable of as they age. Yeah, no, you can't be as good as you were if you try to grind the way you did when you were like 18, but
Yeah.
you can still be better if you are willing to change how you do things.
Yeah.
So,
and it's definitely trial and error too. Like,
oh yeah,
I'm still learning. My coach is still learning. I can't train like the college girls that much anymore, but I mean, trial and error, and I'm going to still try my best and go into every practice with the mindset that I can still do what I used to do. And then if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. And I usually get a recovery practice the next day.
Good. And then there was one other thing you mentioned earlier about diet. What do you do with your diet? Is there anything specific? I mean, do you just eat whatever you want or focus on certain things?
So about a year ago, I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's thyroiditis, which means I have an underactive thyroid. Oh. And one of my main triggers, and like the trigger being like when I ate a certain food or when I was like super, super stressed, my thyroid glands in my neck would just like swell up, and I would just have this sore throat, and I would feel like crap for like, I don't know, anywhere between like 3 to 5 days. And it was eating anything to do with like bread, gluten, like anything with gluten in it. I just could not, like my body could not take it. And it was so weird because I used to not be like that. Like I could eat all the bread in the world and all the breadsticks. Like we'd go out to Italian restaurants and I'd be just munching on the bread. But now I can't do that. So the big thing that I've kind of changed is obviously being gluten-free. And I've been eating, so I actually talked with Erica, the dietitian I've been working with, about kind of like what things I can do with my diet. And the big thing that I found out with my DNA testing is I have a high carb sensitivity. So basically, it's better for me to eat like higher carb foods in the morning, so then I can still like have a good night's sleep towards the end of the, at night. So higher carbs in the morning, and then I shrink them up throughout the day. So that's been a big change with me as well. And then higher protein foods, no gluten. Occasionally I will do like small cheats. I don't eat bread anymore. But like sushi, some sushi things have like the little crunchies in them, or like soy sauce has gluten in it. So I will cheat a little bit. But to be honest, I think I am able to handle the small gluten that I do give myself and do give my body and allow myself to have, because I've been working towards changing my diet, eating healthier, eating more greens, eating more organic foods have kind of helped me, because they're just like cleaner foods for what I am doing. And I don't get those flare-ups anymore. So I actually go to the doctor here in about a month to see my blood tests and get a full thyroid panel. And, best case scenario, the doctor releases me because I haven't had flare-ups in a year and my blood results are normal. Worst case scenario is they got a little bit better and I still have to go back. But I'm hopeful. And honestly, I think food has been the main contributor to me getting back on a healthy lifestyle. And I think taking 3 months off helped my body heal itself properly.
Sounds like it.
Yeah.
Sounds like it.
It's a lot. I know that was a lot.
No,
roundabout answer to answer your question.
Yeah, no, it's good. Aly, thank you so much for joining us and sharing your perspective and your experiences in the sport. I love having all of our ambassadors on, because I feel like they all have something to contribute to this idea of swimming different and breaking away from the traditional way of thinking about the sport. And certainly you're no exception. It's been really eye-opening, and I'm definitely looking into the DNA testing thing, because that just sounds like really cool. For those of you who want more info on Aly, definitely check her out on the Fike Swim website. She has a bio page there. Go to her social. She has a great social page, and she also has an awesome signature suit. It is covered in succulents, because, fun fact, Aly really likes succulents, and I just like saying the word succulents. But cacti, for those of you who are not familiar, cacti all over her suit. And it's really cool. And it has her signature on it, so you get her autograph. So check that out and check her out, and cheer for her as she goes through ISL, maybe World Championships for a day, with the 100 fly and everything after that. Aly, thank you so much.
Thank you, James.